as quick as I can, because if you saw my last video, Locast is done. The broadcast networks took them out, and a judge sided with them in a lawsuit that what they believe is that what Locast is doing is wrong, taking the local channels, offering it for free, especially to those who may not want an antenna but have internet. The judge thinks that what Locast is doing is wrong, so now they got rid of it, and now that's leaving people wondering how in the world I'm going to get my local news, my local networks for free. I want to keep note that some of these things I'm about to say, you might need to pay for it, but mainly free. But yeah, so I'm going to make this video quick as possible to quickly tell you the best alternatives to get your free local content. Now, keep noted that most of these things I'm going to say, these channels are free, and if you're interested in local news with these free channels, that's for you. This video is for you. And keep note that some you may need to pay for. So if you want to get local news or local content, these are the apps you should quickly check out. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to throw a link up in the description, because I talked about these apps in the past and I covered them in more detail. So I'm going to throw a link up in the description so you can check those channels out fully. But I'm just going to quickly label them out for you. The first channel I'm going to show you is Haystack News. This is my favorite app because it's going to give you local news for free. You can literally get local news here, anything local, right down to your street with Haystack News. So just keep that noted. Plus, you can also get national news, and you can even get live channels as well. So I live in Massachusetts, so I get Boston 25. And then if you're interested in news from across the country in local areas, like maybe you want to figure out what's happening in Florida, you can check out this feed here from WFTV. Seattle feeds here, Tulsa, Oklahoma there, Memphis there, all these channels locally for free. Most of them are from Cox Media Group, but if you're interested or you want to know, hey, well, who owns these stations? There you go. Plus, you can also get national news from Newsy and CBS and Cheddar and more. Plus, you can also take a look at wildfires, Afghanistan covers from local and national stations, and more channels. So just keep that noted. If you want local news, this is the first channel you can go to get it. Again, link in the description if you want more on this channel, plus all these other channels I'm about to mention. You have all these other channels like NewsOn. They literally have a lot of stations locally that is live and on demand. So just keep that noted. Live and on demand local news on NewsOn. When this fully loads up, hopefully I can show you that. But you can get news from Boston 25 if you live in Massachusetts, WCBB. You can take a look at the stations locally that are live right now. Excuse me, because my internet is not the best in the world, so apologies for the delays, but you can check out live now feeds of local stations that are on the air right now, and then you can search news by location, you know, kind of like Haystack but with more channels, local channels. If you want to figure out, hey, I want to see the amount of stations that are in my area, and then I can pick one to watch for New York, Florida, Massachusetts, Texas, and more. Let's go down to Texas here. Okay, you have a bunch of stations there to keep you in the loop of local news there if you're interested in that. NewsOn, again, I'm going to fully talk about it in the description. I have videos dedicated to this fully on topic related to this. You also have CBS News. CBS News, they literally have news, local news, non-stop around the clock. You know, I'm not sure if you're familiar with all these cable news networks Or if you used to be in New York and you have 24/7 news channel there locally dedicated to news in New York, you can take a look at that here, and you can literally do the same thing now with CBS, because they take that same style and they apply it to news in your area digitally, and they have a whole bunch of stations that's dedicated to news in your area, perfect for getting the aftermath coverage in of Hurricane Ida. If you live in New York, if you live in Massachusetts, if you live in Philadelphia, perfect for that here. Plus you can get other news like news in California and so much more here. So just keep that noted. CBS News bringing you local news with all these stations 24/7 via CBSN local. So just keep that noted. If you're a person who enjoys PBS and you want to get local stations there with PBS, my apologies, you can take a look at the free PBS app. Now I got activated subscription, but this channel offers you all of your on-demand PBS shows rather, plus your local PBS station if you want to watch it live and on demand as well. So just keep that noted. PBS. They also have a PBS Kids station locally as well. You also have Stirr. So Stirr is going to give you your local stations as well. Now this is going to depend on if you live near a Sinclair station, because that's where Stirr is owned by. It's owned by Sinclair, and they offer Sinclair stations. Now, if you don't live in a Sinclair station like Massachusetts, it seems like they're starting to try and give you local news regardless. With Stirr City, and it seems like they have other things related to it, but I'm not so sure if they really have for local coverage for everywhere. But keep note that if you live in a Sinclair station, you can take a look at your news there. Now I live in Massachusetts, so obviously I can't get Sinclair, but they do have a Sinclair station in the nation's capital, Washington D.C., to get local news through there. So just keep that noted. I'm rambling all over the place, but I also want to touch on local stations like NBC 10 Boston, ABC 7 NY, Boston 25, all these stations. Now they have these individual channels, all these local companies like Nexstar, owned and operated, and more, that's offering you individual local news channels for free. And you can literally search and see if you can get one by going to streaming channels, and you can go all the way down to local news or news and weather. One of these places have it, but I'm just going to go to news and weather, and they're going to have local news there as well. It's going to take a while, my apologies, but you can take a look at individual news stations, and you can take a look at your local news there. Now it's on accumulate, but you can take a look at local now. You can take a look at there we go, ABC Action News, Tampa Bay, WSB Now. My apologies, these things should be popping up now, at least from this. There we go. But if you want your local news through these individual channels, find the one near you. This is the area to do it. Or you can search like New York, or if you know your station's call letters, you can do that as well. So I'm just going to search New York. Hopefully we can get New York popping up. Or if not, you can search your station's call letters. There we go. Now if we're popping up, NBC4 New York, ABC 7 NY, or to make it easier, you can search like ABC or NBC or CBS, and see if you can get your local station. There we go. Bunch of ABC local stations popping up there for your local news. So just keep that noted. Now, I'm going to touch on if you're a person that you don't want local news, but you just want the full local station, then this next section is for you, but just keep note that you might need to pay for this. If you're willing to spend a couple dollars, then this next section is for you. You have all these streaming services as per usual, like let me see if I can search for it quickly. And my apologies for how this video is going. Not the best video, but I'm making this video for those who are looking for alternatives to Locast. You can come down to Cable Alternatives on the Roku channel store, and you can take a look at a bunch of channels like Hulu, YouTube, Sling, Stirr, not Stirr, Friendly. Well, actually, Friendly doesn't have local stations. DirecTV Stream, Fubo TV, all these channels here, mainly Hulu, Sling, DirecTV, and Fubo, they offer you, and Figo, I think, as well. Yeah, Figo, they offer you your local channels fully, but keep noted that you're gonna need to pay for this, but they do have an option for a 7-day free trial. So if you want to test out some of these channels, see which one is the best for you, you go ahead and do that. But if you're not willing to pay for it, be sure to cancel it before that 7-day free trial is up, because if it's up and you don't want to pay for it, you're gonna have to pay for it if you don't cancel it. So just keep that noted. Another channel that just came into my mind that I forgot to bring up is Tubi. Tubi offers you local news as well for free, so just keep that noted. So let's wait a second for this to load up, and I can show you all these stations that is available for free through it. There we go. We're gonna need to go down to news on Tubi, or I'm gonna have to go to live TV, I think. Oh, never mind, it's here. So you have local news here: WCBB, WMUR, News 12 New York, Fox 5 New York. Let's go further here. Atlanta, Tampa Bay, Dallas, Fort Worth, I hope I got that right, Philadelphia, Detroit, Los Angeles. All these are Fox stations. Some of you might be okay with that, some of you may not, depending on your political beliefs, but I'm not getting to that today. All these local stations here. So Tubi is partnering with its parent company Fox, and along with Hearts TV, to give you local news for free. Now keep note, based on with what I reviewed, is with the Fox stations, you can watch their newscast live as it airs. When they're off the air, I think they air either the newscast and replays if you miss it, or they air some of the specials. With the Hearts TV stations, they brand it as very local, and keep note that they don't actually air all the newscasts live. They can air it at random points, or they can air other content from their Hearts partners, or the local station's own other programs that they air originally. So just keep that noted as well. There is some other stations that are not owned by Hearts or Fox, but I don't know. Maybe Scripps. I don't know. Some of them. And then there's one local station that's from Cox Media that used to be a part of the Fox corporation. So just keep that noted. So yeah, I think that's it those are the ways you can check out your local news and stations for free and paid. And my apologies for how this video is today. I'm literally making this video because of the news that happened a couple hours ago that broke, that I shared on YouTube. Locast is done. The broadcast networks won today. Hopefully this is temporarily, and maybe depending on if the case goes, obviously this case is going to trial, but depending on, maybe Locast may win ultimately. I don't know. Hopefully that's the outcome. Maybe Locast can come back, and hopefully that's the case. But if it doesn't come back and the broadcast networks fully win, these are the alternatives that you can check out to get your local news and local networks. And Phil, let me just recap them for you quickly. Local news, all of them free. You can check out Haystack, Tubi, NewsOn, Stirr, ABC, NBC local station, CBS, and your local individual local station. Just take the time out to search your local station with ABC, CBS, NBC. Search for that, and hopefully you can get the right one for you. Or you may need to search the station's callers, or just stay New York, Massachusetts, Texas in the search area to search for that individual local station that you want. If you want to fully watch the local networks, you may need to pay for it by just looking up Hulu, Sling, DirecTV Stream, YouTube, and they have a 7-day free trial if you want to test it out. But if you don't want to pay for it, be sure to cancel it before the 7 days is over, because after that you're going to need to pay for it. And finally, if you really want to go all the way out and just get all of your local stations for free, you just need to get an antenna. And an antenna is just a one-time fee. You can literally get it at Target, or you can go to Amazon and get it. But before you do that, I recommend you search antenna recommendations to see if you can get, like, if you can get strong reception with your antenna, to get that clear antenna quality. But if you don't see that it's near you and you can get it, or maybe if you do get it and it doesn't work out because you get no signal, then keep noting that all these channels I showed you quickly are ways you can get local news and local networks. Another thing I did forgot to note is that if you just want full strict entertainment from your local stations, you can literally get Hulu, which currently they offer ABC and NBC channels, and Fox channels as well, not CBS. CBS, you're going to need to get it from Paramount Plus. Obviously, Hulu and Paramount subscription based, but they're cheap if you strictly want entertainment and you don't want live TV. You can pay as little as $5.99 a month for Hulu. I think it's $4.99 for Paramount Plus, so just keep that noted. If you want to strictly get local entertainment shows that you usually see on your local station, so just keep that noted. But if you want to watch the local station live, you can do that on Hulu as well for $64.99 a month, I believe. I hope I'm correct. Or you can check out the YouTube Sling for cheaper options, I think, as well. So just keep all that noted. I think this is a longer video than I want it to be. I want it to be shorter, and I've been rushing through it just to give you all these local options. Now, like I said, I'm going to throw a link up in the description if you want to check out all these channels in full detail. If you want more information about these channels, I literally did videos on the top 5 local news and weather channels a couple of years ago, and I did another one updating on newer and better newer local channels. So just keep going that note. So that's it for this edition of Welcome to Now. My apologies if this video wasn't perfect, because I really rushed through this video with all these channels and stuff. So my apologies for that. I hope you are able to find the right channel, the right local channel, the right alternative to Locast, which is for now gone, which is very, very sad. But just keep all that noted. And I'm going to link this video in case I see more comments on that previous video I made asking which local alternative channels do I go to now. I'll link them to this video, and then if they want to go further into figuring out more details about the individual channels, put links up in the description for it. So there you go. Hopefully you got the most out of your Roku experience with this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.